implement a book funnel and a program on the back end of that book funnel. 10 months later, he generated 900,000, and that figure has now crossed $1 million. So he joined, he worked with us, he made $1 million. Perfect, right? We should be shouting that from the rooftops, held up as the case study, because everybody says use social proof in your marketing. You need to prove it. You need to use social proof. And you know what? I've done that. And it didn't work. Because you know what? That is an extraordinary, exceptional, non-standard result. And no matter how much I dress it up and say to people, hey, this worked extremely well and it's probably not going to work as well for you, but still there's a lot of gap between, maybe we can generate 100,000 or 200,000 or 300,000 or $1 million, or maybe you're going to be the next Mark. Still in their head, they look for the unfair advantages that he had. They do the yeah buts. Yeah, but he had this, and yeah, but he's that, and yeah, he has this, so therefore I can't get it. And when you're using social proof, it's really important to set expectations, because we all want to talk about the extraordinary results because they're real, they happen and they're possible. But the more we talk about the extraordinary results, the less space we make for the mundane and the good results, depending on your judgment of that. But the more we set the expectation, both with the prospect that this is normal and this is standard and this is what we expect from you, but also you have to butt up against their own beliefs and knowledge. The pure fact that someone can launch a book funnel and a brand new program and make $1 million with some ads, a funnel, and some smart copywriting, to most people is unbelievable and hard to fathom and actually buy into. And in every marketplace, there are versions of Mark who are going to get extraordinary results with your help. Make excessive profits, buy back excessive time, lose extraordinary amounts of weight, whatever that promise may be. And I think you need to be intentional about when and how you talk about those results, because I have found the more you talk about the exceptional ones, the less that you are resonating and attract the people who are going to get good results for them. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And everybody's in a comparison crunch where they're constantly comparing themselves to other people. And if they believe that $1 million is the only benchmark and the only measure of success, then that might stop them starting in the first place. And that will be doing themselves a disservice and also doing you a disservice. So the advice to use social proof, the advice to use case studies, the advice to use testimonials is good. But be mindful of the type of proof that you're showing and make it congruent and setting the correct expectations, and also set the correct boundaries for the type of customers you want to attract. If you only want to work with the unicorns and you only want to work with those people who have massive stacks of unfair advantages, there's a whole model for that. I know a couple of people who pursue that. But if you are, you work with a broad range and a broad sector of people, and you have a volume or a marketplace that you need to have a cross section of, then you need to be very intentional about the proof you use, because the expectations that you start with will be the expectations that people have to go along. But starting is the most important thing, because without starting, you can't get to $10, let alone $1 million. So be mindful, be considerate of those things. I've learned to my detriment when I've sent people that case study that they don't believe it because the results are exceptional. Secondly, they don't believe it's possible for them. And people are always looking for, how will this work for me? And at the end of the day, the relationship that you build with that person on the other end is the most important thing. And what's important for them is, can you help them and are you a fit? And if you create that expectation from the beginning, then you can create those kind of results for them. Hope that helps.